It's not necessarily a good thing to be too sensitive in a relationship. Hello, my name is Andre Grande, and I'm a psychotherapist working out of Copenhagen, Denmark. And today I will be talking about how to get from avoidant and ambivalent attachments to healthy dynamic boundaries. We live in a sensitive postmodern society. This is a shift from earlier times where society was more in the could and should layer of traditionalism. As an example, if you fell down the stairs, you were in the traditional society, you had to get up and walk it off. Today, it's okay to say, that really hurt. The shift in paradigm I can also see reflected in the relationships. It has become popular and quite accepted to work in couples therapy and talk about things in an attempt to understand and meet each other. In the first 21 years of my life, I lived as an avoidant, attached person, which means that I have built walls around my heart and I had a superior attitude. The consequence of these walls, was that I was not able to let other people into my system, and I felt lonely. Once I reached 21 years old, uh, I for the first time managed to open my heart, and I was now for the first time in my life ready to get a girlfriend and to start a relationship. After me and my girlfriend had been together for about 8 months, we had our first big crisis of the relationship. And during this crisis, what happened to me was that I had shifted my avoidant attachment system with an ambivalent attachment system. And the ambivalent attachment system was marked by chaos and strong sensitive anxiety of separation from my girlfriend, known as separation anxiety. So what had happened was that I have exchanged one insecure attachment for another. So far, so good. In my attempt to understand what had happened in my relationship and within me, I read the book called The Highly Sensitive Person. But reading the book only made me more ambivalent. On one hand, I felt seen. She talked to that side of me which was chaotic and said that it was okay to have that chaotic side. On the other hand, it didn't solve my relational problem. She made it sound like that I was some kind of unique personality which had a very fine-tuned nervous system. But I didn't feel like a unique personality. I was just insecurely attached. I didn't have a fine-tuned nervous system. I had a nervous system that was constantly in panic mode because of the insecure attachment. It was hard times. When you're an avoidantly attached, you push the world too far away from yourself. When you're ambivalent attached, you let the world come too closely into you. So what is missing here is not something unique or nervous system, but it's healthy boundaries and healthy and dynamic boundaries in order to let the world come in and out after what is needed. Sometimes you need to push the world out, and sometimes you need the world to come in. And you need to have the flexibility and freedom within your system to know to oscillate between the two and to know when to use one of them. So I had to start working on my personal boundaries. And boundaries is not something you can learn by reading about it. Boundaries is in the body and is localized around the stomach. That's where you can feel if the other person in your company is actually safe or actually dangerous. So you have to start opening the body, and you have to start dialoguing and listening to what it has to say. It's actually quite smart. Boundaries is something you learn by practicing in your relationship by listening to your body. In the beginning, I wasn't very good at putting down my boundaries. They were either too strong or too weak. But as time progressed, I learned to get a more fine-tuned understanding of what was an appropriate bounding in the now within the context. When I got better at setting good boundaries, it had the added benefit that my nervous system started to become more calm. When my nervous system got the experience that it knew how to set proper boundaries, it didn't have to be in panic mode all the time. It could start to relax. So in that way, I got out of the hypersensitivity and into relaxation. And from there, it's possible to build a safe base in yourself when you meet the world. As said before, I'm a psychotherapist, and I work in couples therapy by building strong and dynamic boundaries between the people in the relationship. Furthermore, I work with meeting nervous system in such a way that they can relax and feel the calm in their relation to other people again.